Hello everyone, my name is Arcaneese, and today I'm going to be giving you my first impressions on the latest update to Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is Operation Amber Sky. If you want to discuss anything I bring up today, please leave a comment down below and consider giving a like or subscribing to the channel. You can also engage with me over on Twitter. In the background I'll have some gameplay captured during the event in case anyone hasn't had a chance to give it a go yet. Operation Amber Sky will be live from January 21st until February 1st. I've been playing it for a few days and have had some thoughts on what's been added in this update. To be clear, the Operation Amber Sky rewards and story missions are time limited, however the ability to toggle the gas on Aroa will be a permanent world parameter, similar to the Resistance and Terminator events. Whilst the event is time limited, my experience so far is that the progression is quite generous. I've only completed a few of the missions at the time of recording and already have 3 of the rewards out of the possible 8. It seems that each mission completed grants a new reward, and you could easily rush through these missions if you wanted to get them done in a hurry. There are 3 new types of mission in this live event: Breach, Spy and Steal. I've tried at least one of each and so far I'm enjoying the new challenges they pose. It would be upsetting to see these missions disappear at the end of the event, though hopefully they'll be replayable in the future, even if the rewards are gone. The Breach missions are quite straightforward assault missions. You blow open an external door to a building full of alerted enemies and fight your way through. Because they're alerted, they get the irritating tankiness which the red alert enemies get, and it makes higher difficulties a real pain to play through. One counter I have discovered is that the assault class grenade penetrates through walls and you can pretty much clear the whole thing with one grenade. The spy missions have a heavy reliance on stealth, very reminiscent of some old Splinter Cell games where being detected instantly fails the mission. I don't mind this for a bit of variation, but one of the Ghost Recon's leading traits is that you can tackle a mission however you see fit. So it would have been nice to see multiple fail states in these missions which gradually make it more challenging instead of an instant failure on detection. The steal missions are a pseudo-stealth mission. You need to steal something, such as a vehicle, and alerting people means that they'll start to flee or to respond. These missions are a bit more dynamic and exciting as you can do them totally stealthed, but if you fail you have to rely on your cunning and quick thinking to save the mission. This makes it more interesting gameplay and encourages you to plan out your mission and think about what your plan B will be if it all goes wrong, as opposed to in the stealth missions where if it goes wrong you just fail and have to start again. You of course won't be doing these missions alone unless you choose to turn off your teammates. Ash, Finker and Thatcher from Rainbow Six Siege replace your original Breakpoint team. This is an interesting change, but honestly, I'm not sure it's a feature of the update which I care that much about. The characters each bring new voice lines and are supposed to have unique abilities, but I rarely see them being used. Finker's ability I've noticed the most. She can apply a mass heal and weapon buff to the team, but it honestly just acts like a bit of a failsafe for when you should have died, making combat a little easier. You are unable to customize the Rainbow teammates as well, making them less immersive than the other team. I'm hoping to see some nice scripted segments in the later missions to justify bringing Team Rainbow along, but personally I would have much rather just seen improvements made to the current AI than these new cosmetic teammates being added. Of course, the most significant part of this update is the Amber Ruin gas on Aroa. Thankfully, this aspect I've really enjoyed. The gas is only in certain locations around the island, and when you enter it, Nomad and his team will put on face masks to allow them to breathe safely. Irritatingly, if you choose to wear a gas mask as a face covering, Nomad removes it and then places on the scripted face mask, whereas characters such as Thatcher and Finker, who have gas masks as part of their uniform, remain unchanged. The masks consume their filters as you wear them, and I believe that your level of activity changes the rate at which they get used, i.e. they go down faster when you sprint and slower when you stop and go prone. The masks also introduce a new UI element at the top of the screen, and thankfully you can turn this off, as I enjoy playing with as little HUD as necessary. Nomad will give the player audio cues as the mask begins to run out, and at 40% and below you will hear his breathing getting more and more ragged. I appreciate this, as I really don't want another shiny number ticking down on my screen as I play. You can carry multiple replacement filters in your inventory, and you can loot them off the Sentinel Lieutenants, which are the ones with the red berets. This really changes exploring the gas areas, as you actually find yourself hunting for small groups of soldiers to loot them for additional masks, which I think is done really well. There are also filter refill stations around the area, normally wherever Sentinel are based, so if you're attacking a Sentinel location you're likely to find one of these. Whilst this is obviously good from a gameplay point of view, allowing you to refill for free, I really like the world building behind this, as obviously Sentinel soldiers would need fresh filters as well, so it makes sense that their bases would have a supply of them. Other than the dramatic orange hue over the map, the impact of Amber Ruin is obvious everywhere you go. You'll see crashed cars with dead civilians in them, obviously killed by the gas, and many animals who have died in the area. You'll even see Sentinel patrolling with scientists wearing hazmat suits carrying out investigations. It really adds to the atmosphere and confirms that the whole island is dealing with Amber Ruin, not just Nomad. The patch notes addressed a large number of issues for this title update, and while some have been positive impacts on their game, there are obviously other issues which have gone unaddressed, and some new issues altogether. The gunsmith updates in all have been good. There are now collapsible stocks on some weapons and extended mags on the pistols, although I will say that this brings the total capacity for some pistol magazines to a ridiculous level. There were some gunsmith updates which I haven't actually seen come through to the game, including the new MK14 SOCOM suppressor that was listed. And there's still no mention of a universal scope system being added, or the ability to remove a battle belt, both of which I know are fan-requested ideas. There's also no change made to the customization options of some of the in-game cosmetics, meaning that items are locked at the colour palette they are launched with. However, I have seen evidence of players exploiting a glitch to alter the colour of the Bowdark gear, which is frustrating because it means it's possible, but Ubisoft have chosen not to give that freedom to their players. And whilst this update is less than a week old, there are already new bugs emerging. The most noticeable and frustrating one which I have come across is a new mechanic which seems to make Nomad especially sticky when he's taking cover. Your movement speed slows right down when you crouch in cover, and Nomad needs a lot more encouraging to get away from a wall. This can be very frustrating when you're trying to move stealthily, as you will occasionally stick to a wall that you are moving past.
Truth is, this job's killing me.
I'll be continuing to play through the live event and unlock the rest of the wards, so I'll be back with some more thoughts soon. But what about you? Have you had an opportunity to play this update yet? Maybe you're making the most of the free weekend. I'd love to hear what your experience has been, and if you've experienced any great mission moments or frustrating bugs. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll be back again soon with the next video.